Welcome to another edition of Apollo's Kitchen. In this video, you will learn how to prepare the classic New England clam chowder. So the history of the clam chowder predates the 1700s, when either the French or the British settlers came to the colonies and introduced this now famous dish. So there's two types of clam chowders. There's the New Manhattan clam chowder.
Manhattan chowder, baby!
And the New England clam chowder.
You run up to Boston and bring back some clam chowder for me and my daddy?
The Manhattan clam chowder involves a tomato paste that is usually red, while the New England clam chowder is usually white and thicker and involves cream.
Lots of cream.
So in this video, you guys will become experts in the savory dish that is called the New England clam chowder.
New England Clam Chowder.
So the ingredients for New England clam chowder are as follows. So we want 3 golden potatoes, 24 little neck clams,
F***ing clams,
fennel root, 1/4 cup of sherry wine for the acidity, and because we like wine.
for the antioxidants.
2 leeks, 4 sprouts of thyme, 1 bay leaf, sea salt, a clove of garlic, pepper as needed, a little butter, chives, a cup of chicken broth, 2 cups of heavy cream, 1/4 pound of bacon, and of course we have the oyster crackers.
Do you have any more of those little oyster crackers left?
You ate them all!
So together, this makes New England clam chowder. So to begin, you want to boil the clams in about 5 or 6 cups of water. So what this will do is the heat from the water will cause the clams to open up. You just want to have enough water to fully submerge each clam. So once the clams are boiled and begin to open, you want to remove them into a separate platter. The ones that haven't boiled, you can leave them in longer and they will open themselves up to us. So we've set aside a cup of the clam juice that we used to boil the clams in. And now we're going to cut up 4 or 5 strips of bacon, which amount to about 1/4 pound.
Bacon! Gotta get that bacon! 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 Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon!
So what I usually do is I keep this on medium to high, and then we can add the rest of the ingredients in. After we put in the butter and the bacon into the pan on medium to high, we then want to prepare the leeks. To do this, you want to cut off the stem, and essentially you want to cut it down the middle. We're really going to utilize the stalk of the leeks. And then you want to cut into like half moons. Kind of thin slices. Mild chef or Chris has me for the technique, not excellent technique.
Man, don't sweat the technique.
So once the bacon is cooked and released that perfume and is tender, we then want to remove it into a separate container. So right now, the fat from the bacon has been released. At that point, we then want to add the leeks into it. So we cut them up into half moons, as you can see. And we want to put that into the bacon grease. So I'm doing this all on high heat. And you want to cook this for about 10 minutes until the leeks turn golden brown. So now, after we remove the tip of the fennel, we then want to dice it into half moons. So you want to be careful not to add too much fennel because it can really overpower the senses. Something like this. You can see the leeks are turning golden brown. We then want to add flour. In my case, we use gluten-free flour
To avoid gluten.
to absorb the fat of the bacon. So I'm just tossing in maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons full into the pot. And that will be absorbed by the bacon. So now we want to add a half cup of sherry cooking wine.
For the antioxidants.
And we'll blend very freshly. So you want to cook out the cooking oil. It will disperse, leaving a very pleasant flavor. Once we've added the cooking wine, we then want to add the potatoes, which we've diced, into the pot. So the acidity of the wine will be absorbed very nicely with the potatoes. So we then want to add a bay leaf into the potatoes. and 4 sprouts of thyme, which I don't have sprouts, so I'm just gonna go off of my own interpretation of how much that is. I'm just gonna sprinkle it kind of liberally across the surface. So once the potatoes are soft, you then want to add 2 cups of chicken broth. Next, we want to apply salt and pepper. Next, we want to dice our clams into roughly the same size as bacon, so about a fraction of an inch. Kind of thin. So next, after the potatoes are moist,
It's moist.
we then want to remove our bay leaf. And we then want to add our bacon, which I've set aside. Add that in there. We then want to add our generous helping of clams once we've diced them up, and 2 cups of heavy cream. So once the soup is rich and thick and robust,
Robust?
Robust.
that's when you know you have a finished product. What I really like about this recipe is it pays homage to the communities of New England,
Perhaps it's an homage.
and it's really become synonymous with Cape Cod, especially. That's where you find a lot of good clams and monkey clams.